stage, I've experienced what it feels like to have everything, and how people see that, how people treat you, how people feel about that.
Call me Kiah.
And I am Lenora.
And we are both here, have the pleasure at 1 a.m. to interview Prodi Reign.
What's going on?
Yeah, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's working.
Yeah. You working on any new music?
I am. I'm actually working on a project. You're actually getting an exclusive right now. I've been hashtagging a lot, but people don't really know what's going on with it. It's called The Prodigious Way. It's actually dropping April 29th. That's a very important day. That's actually the Prodigious recordings anniversary.
Oh
day.
wow, is it really? How long
It's been a year.
Oh,
it's been 1 year. We definitely broke a lot of barriers in the city. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely proud of it. The Prodigious Way is kind of my first project was called Throne Coming. It was more serious, definitely more conscious. And I think this one is still conscious, but it's more simplified. It's more. I just had more fun with it this time because Throne Coming was like my conceptual base.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the Prodigious Way is more, it's just I'm having fun with it. I'm really enjoying music now more than ever. And actually, I got two industry artists on there. I got Lil Durk's artist Hypno Carlito on there. He dropped and the video coming soon too. We shot a video down there in Atlanta not too long ago.
The song?
Yeah, it's the song, which is super dope. I also got Rick Ross artist Skrilla. He's on that joint too. And all this is stuff that I just been kind of keeping and building on it. Lantana is on that joint. We got a crazy video. It'll probably be dropped by the time this drops. So make sure y'all check that out.
Yeah.
Chess Moves.
Sure. Do we have a release date?
April 29th.
Wow.
April 29th, yeah.
So soon, yeah. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's very soon. And I just been sitting on a visual. I've been sitting on plenty of visuals and just plenty of product ready to go. So, and I've been kind of quiet, so I'm ready to.
Yeah, I was about to say your last visual was 5 months ago. Dark.
Yeah, and that was the last visual off of Throne Coming, which how I kind of structured that, the promotional aspects of that project is just I done got a lot of like accolades, a lot of respect, and just a lot of a lot of results from not having a project. And I just felt like Throne Coming was one of those things where it was like, people need to understand and at least have the opportunity to dig deeper. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Throne Coming was for me. But what differs from that and this project, the Prodigious Way, is more of, it's kind of like, all right, it's time to take off. They understand what I got going on. I got followings in different places that's constantly growing as well in our hometown. So this one is really that kind of, I feel like it's nothing but like hits.
Right.
But it's still got a deeper conceptual base once you listen to it, but it's all more melodic, you know what I'm saying, too. So it's just way more fun.
I'm excited to hear it. I'm very excited to hear it.
So you obviously rap, so give us a brief summary of like who you are and what else you do besides rap.
Okay. Well, I do a lot of things besides rap. I think a lot of my people don't really understand how much I do, like, and how hard I truly work, because I'm not always Snapchatting about it, I'm not always Instagramming, I'm not always Facebooking about it, but I'm always working. I'm probably one of the hardest working motherfuckers in the city when it comes to behind other artists' careers, production, engineering as well now. Artist. I always been an artist first. I've been doing music seriously since I was 14 years old. Many people don't know I was only 14, breaking out into the Cincinnati music scene, and even back in the day, I was really one of the most unknown people. I just had a lot of the younger kids in a cult like following at that. I done did BET after parties. I done traveled a lot of places, met a lot of people. That's a part that a lot of people don't really know about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I always been an artist, so that's how I'm. You know, people feel like I'm newer just because.
of Throne Coming.
Well, not only because of that, because back then my name was Chops. I was young. Yeah. That was my rap name back then.
Okay.
And you know, and I spent some time away. I did 3 years in prison. So, you know, when I came back home, I kind of rebirthed in a way. You know what I'm saying? I went through a lot of transitions and growth.
So tell us about the transition from Chops to Prodi. Where did that change happen?
I mean, definitely a big change of it was in prison. When you go through something like that, it's kind of like you definitely forced to look at your life
For sure.
and analyze yourself. You ain't got nothing but solitude and simplicity to break every aspect of life down. And I feel like that was the opportunity that God gave me to, you know, figure out some things about myself and the path that I'm supposed to be on. So when I did go to prison, I grew so much creatively, you know, as well as, and I was one of the people I never wanted to lose what I had, that gift. I always knew I would keep it going, but you know, you see the same thing every day. You deal with the same people every day. So I would write about shit that I wasn't, you know, that I haven't experienced, just to challenge my creativity.
That's a thing that a lot of people don't know that artists do. Like, a lot of people think that they'll hear a rap song or R&B song or whatever, and they'll think like, oh, that must be happening to him, like, or her. And it's like, no, you can write off of things that you see. So that's dope. And I think it's dope that you were telling their stories too.
Right, most definitely. And for real, that was just me challenging myself in a space that was challenging my creativity in itself already. You know what I'm saying? So that was just my way of, it's that type of thing, lock my body, can't trap my mind. I was always thinking about shit that wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I always had my mind on the outs. Like, when you see a lot of people that do 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, a lot of people become institutionalized. You just know, like, that nigga done been to jail.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Read.
Yeah, like you said the other day, he was like, man, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I would never have guessed that you had been locked up at all.
And that's a huge compliment, because that means that, you know, I've conquered, you know, a certain system that's meant to break a motherfucker down.
It's meant
you ain't meant to be alright after that.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? And then 3 years ain't a short period of time. But as far as my transition from Chops to Prodi Reign, it was just more of, you know, man, I just went through a lot spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And just seeing other people's situations, the depths that life could possibly take you. You know what I'm saying? I seen motherfuckers get life. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers that sitting right next to you every day.
Yeah.
And just how, you know, dehumanizing the system really is. Like, that shit ain't like TV. It ain't like, oh, we need a bunch of evidence to give you life. Like, it's really
how the judge is feeling that day.
Facts.
You know, working with other artists and making music for other artists on top of you know, producing and putting out your own music. Like, do you think that had some downfalls or some things that, like, helped you for the next project?
I mean, well, when I first, that's kind of like, you know, new levels, new devils. It's always going to be hard when you first doing something. You know, then it gets easier. Like, I was just having a conversation with my wife, like, and she like, you doing too much. Because I really am. I'm doing a lot. I do a fucking lot. You know what I'm saying? On top of the shit that responsibilities that I have to myself as an artist and to my family. And, you know, me, I'm still like catering to a lot of artists' careers that, like, people don't even know about. But I'm facilitating a certain thing for a lot of other artists around me, you know, and building situations for artists around me, making phone calls for artists around me, and also, you know, so with engineering just on it too. So it's like, I feel like, and when I first start producing, you know, the favorite thing people say, man, everybody can't be a Kanye. Just focus on being an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, just focus on being an artist. And I'm like, shit, I'm better than Kanye if you ask me. If he could do it, I could do it. Why can't I? You know what I'm saying? So that was and it was hard in the beginning. And then that was just one of them things where it actually started to help me more than hinder anything. Because it helped me craft the sound of a masterpiece of an album that defines my everything.
Yeah, because I loved that project. I absolutely loved it. I love the transitions I love the sound of it, and even though it was like a little more serious, I still felt like I could really vibe to it. So a really good job on that.
Thank you, thank you.
That was really good.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like it has helped me more than anything. Production was one of the biggest networking tools that I could ever use. Um, I
Yeah.
say, my thing is I always wanted to make myself useful. You know what I'm saying? And we are human beings. We here to be used. Everybody want to say, I don't want to use you, or I don't want nobody use me. Nah, use me for everything I'm worth. Just don't misuse me. You know what I'm saying? But I just, that was another thing to make myself useful to other people, but more so also for myself. And it did. That project is one of the defining factors of that. You know what I'm saying? As well as now, even taking a step into engineering is more humble because you more accessible to the artists and to the people. So people feel like that lowers you in some type of way. But I feel like I done put so much work in, and I done, built myself up to a point where it's like, I feel like if you dope, you could do whatever the fuck you want to do.
I think that is a really good mindset to have. And I do want to talk about just kind of how, because you mentioned your family earlier. How do you feel like your family has impacted your music?
Oh, greatly, greatly. Like, it's always a thing. I'm always conscious of, uh, you know, what, how my son gonna feel when he hear this? How my wife gonna feel when she hear this? You know what I'm saying? Those are things that's just in my subconscious as, being a responsible adult as well as an artist and being myself. You know what I'm saying? But I think it actually helped because it allowed me to be more genuine in my creativity.
Okay.
And being more creative because you can't just say anything, so you got to be creative for that same feeling to resonate with a certain type of person. And that's what that did to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got songs where, you know, the dialogue is different, but the concept and the message is the same. You know what I'm saying? And the feeling and the vibe. So it actually increased my creativity to just do it a little bit more smarter. I always told, I don't know how on topic this is, but I always told people like, you know, the transition between a Talib Kweli and a Lil Yachty. You know what I'm saying? Now, to me, it's easy to do a Lil Yachty and be a Lil Yachty.
Right.
To me, it's easy actually being a Talib. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't not just personal thing, but just as a like a genre type of thing. Like, but it takes a genius motherfucker to find a middle ground between the both of them. You know what I'm saying? And give people what the dominant culture is asking for, but also giving, what's genuine, what's real, and what hip hop was all about too. So, um, I think it takes a great artist to do that. That's why I respect people like, Kendrick got a nice balance right now. J. Cole always had a little balance to him with that. That takes a lot of skill. Anybody can rap, put a message out, what's going on in the streets, but to make that same message resonate with the motherfuckers who would usually reject it. You know what I'm saying? Or who really need to hear it, cause they do reject it.
Right.
You know what I mean? We ain't just rapping for the people who are already smart. We rapping for the people who we need to start from the ground up and lift up. And I think that's one thing that I realized and I've been doing on this project, the prodigious way. It's simplified, but it's still complex. It's still them bars. It's just delivered. It's just wrapped in a different box. You know what I'm saying?
I'm excited to hear it. So are you doing like a release party or anything?
I am. I'm doing a release party slash anniversary.
Yeah.
So it's a celebration. It's an anniversary of all the accomplishments that we accomplished this year, all the people we brought together this year, all the accolades we received this year. It's just an all-out celebration, and it's very personal for me to drop on that day because it's just very reflective of the journey. Like it was really tough. It was really hard to shit is hard. Like shit like this is hard to obtain, but it's even harder to maintain. So I'm just celebrating that and having the people that found it just as important as me, to be here as well.
So we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back with our truth and sip segment.
There it is.
'Cause all I ever wanna be CEO. They told me that I couldn't be free.
My generation got no patience. Decline all your wages, ain't comfortable slaving, no. I won't be right here 5 years looking y'all in y'all faces, no. Remember them days with so many roaches couldn't rate it, no. Now I pull up and all you hear them say is ghost. Yeah.
So we're back. We're about to do truth or sip. I think we can do about 3 or 4 with the time that we have. So go ahead. You ain't even pour.
Nah, I ain't poured yet. Alright.
He's like, oh no.
I mean, well, I really already poured, but
Right.
I guess we'll do
Fifth.
more.
So you pick a question out of the mason jar.
And if I don't want to answer the question, I
You have to sip it, yes,
Okay.
but you have to read the question out loud.
Okay. It just says,
Oh, the first one
That
would
means
be
you
a
get to
question
ask
mark.
us.
So you get to ask one of us a question
A
if you
question.
like. You don't have
Okay.
to, but you can.
and if I don't, I have to sit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm definitely asking the question. Alright, what's your biggest hurdle in doing what you're doing as far as journaling? And that's the question for both of y'all.
You want to go first?
We're all starting out. Like, Kiah has been doing this longer than me. I'm a reserved person, so this was a thing to kind of get me out of my like comfort zone. So that's why I started doing it. So that is my biggest hurdle. But as a team, I think we're just trying to not do the same thing that everybody else is doing, but still make a lane for ourselves.
For me, I think I have a tendency to want things to be perfect and want them to be the way that I feel like they should. And so sometimes that holds me back from releasing everything because I'm like, oh, I could do this better. Where it's like, people respect growth. So you should really, put it out and get out there. But that's probably, for me, that's it.
Okay, I can relate.
Yeah, so. Please don't pick a question mark again. If you pick a question mark, I'm putting it back.
Who is the weakest artist you've ever worked with? All of them. Sorry, now.
Damn.
Nah, the weakest artist. Oh, the wackest artist. I'm sorry, the wackest artist. I mean, honestly, I never really worked with I have worked with some whack artists. Is this like production too? Like, man, oh man. I'm gonna take a sip.
You try.
You know who you are, though.
Dude, why don't you let us know?
Off camera.
Scared.
You have to trade one of your local artists for an industry artist.
She'll trade me.
No. The question means like you get an industry artist, but you gotta say fuck one of your local
Oh, wow. Okay.
That question was definitely for you,
Yeah,
because you was
but
definitely
we
gonna
have a
drink.
couple of black artists
Well,
that
that
you
is-
can
You was
trade.
definitely
Yeah.
gonna drink. We drink. Oh, okay.
We know some artists that can be traded.
I feel like you should drink a whole cup if you don't answer some shit like that.
What? I was gonna say. You know.
Oh, you was gonna say something?
No, go ahead.
Who was it?
Cause I. Go ahead.
What's the most scandalous place you've had sex in? Oh. Oh, hell no. I'm drinking a
You trash ass. I thought you were an open book, Prodi.
I am. I just wanted to sip
Except
some
for-
wine this time.
Oh, okay.
It's on y'all.
Okay. Okay, what's the weirdest porn you've ever watched? I've never watched porn, so y'all trash. This is a bad game.
I mean, that's what I
You
said.
didn't
It's too
sip.
easy.
I didn't. Why? I answered the question.
You never watched porn?
No.
What's something you've never told anyone? I don't know. I feel like I told my wife everything. So, never told anyone. I've told somebody everything,
Well, you didn't tell us who the wackest artist you ever worked with was.
and I took a sip for that.
I'm just saying.
I paid my dues with that question. So do I gotta take a sip for that? Cause
So you don't think that there's anything that you just
that
haven't
I've never told anyone.
I answered the question.
Sure.
Yeah, nah. I am really an open book. Yeah. No, that's the question. That's the answer,
Yeah,
right?
that answers. That
I
counts.
still take a little sip. For that.
Okay, we'll do one more round, and then we'll talk about your album.
Okay.
Well, this doesn't work for.
Have you ever jacked a beat, concept, or a hook? So, well, I can talk about looks if I ever jacked.
Okay, yeah. Like, have you ever jacked like somebody's style and put it on somebody else?
Yes, I have.
Whose style did you jack?
Somebody that just walked in Forever 21, I like what they had on, so that's the way they look. They didn't put it on Instagram.
He was like, I'm gonna get fly on these niggas.
I mean, have you ever stole somebody's, like, plagiarized anything?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Everything that you see with Kiah Milan on it, besides that last Double Sin issue, is fully Kiah Milan.
Somebody plagiarized your work.
Yeah, somebody plagiarized my work, but we won't get into it.
Alright, one more. Just what law have you broken and got away with? That's a lot. Robbery, burglary, assault, probably Grand Theft Auto.
That's so crazy, like, cause you're such a badass, and I would never.
No, I'm not. I'm actually
See
not. Like I'm totally. You can probably see my halo on this interview right now.
Can you?
What else? Man, I did a lot, man.
That you got away with. You
I can't even. I mean, theft, everything. I done did it all. Yeah, but that's pretty much the bulk of it.
Okay. There's one question that was in that book that I wrote that I do want to know. What is the hardest drug you've ever done?
Marijuana.
That's it?
Yeah,
That's dope.
I never.
That's dope.
And I've never been big on
Yeah,
that
because
either.
you can tell, like, I feel like there's certain things that you can tell a lot about a person, and one of them is, like, the, vices of choice.
Yeah.
But that was it for Truth and Sip. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back to talk about his album.
Enemy, but listen, the light is dim and it's sad, I'm most content. Even when it get dark, it's dark. New levels, the curses, the blessings. Now that you never get to my heart. Through the prayers, through the hexes, the connection, to the messages, the blessings. Even when it get dark, it's dark. New levels, the curses, the blessings. Now that you never get to my heart. In the dark, you will find the struggle so divine. I shine, even when it get dark.
We're back
Yes, we
to ask questions about
Throne Coming. His most recent release.
which was featured right here if I did not go on sign.
Dang. So I just want to jump right into it. What inspired this album? Like the overall element of it? Were you just in that headspace? Like, was it a personal experience? What happened?
Okay. I'm definitely gonna answer your question fully, but can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What did you get? Like, what did you get from it?
So when I listened to it, like the first listen through, I couldn't help but notice the flow changes, which I respected. And then, so the first I want to say 4 songs really made me feel like overzealous in a way, like as if I overcame a lot. Like, cause like you have the Make It Count, and then you have Back to Nothing, which was basically you saying like we can go back to nothing and I'm gonna still be good, and it's like I feel that through, you know, Follow Me. And then you took a break and did Power Piece, which is a complete song I didn't expect. When you said Power Piece, my mind automatically went to like a gun or like, you know, like somebody's piece, but like that's not what it was. And then you did All Love and stuff. So the project overall, it kind of built me up and then also let me chill a little bit, and then it kind of made me think towards the end. So that was my experience there.
Well, Throne Coming is a concept that's been it's been lingering in my creative process for a long time.
Okay.
It's very spiritual, and it stems from having a really special connection with God, and being in the worst circumstances you could possibly imagine, and still being able to see something a lot greater and have guidance to something a lot greater, and very direct guidance, very personal, very sacred. You know what I'm saying? That that was a thing that, you know, I was literally in prison. You know what I'm saying? And I remember sitting on my rack just reading a book, and I just had a feeling over me, and I just felt like gold. That was the first time I truly felt. I felt like God was like touching me like this, like my whole body. You know what I'm saying? And,
That must be a crazy experience.
and it was just the feeling that I had was like, motherfucker, you worth something. I need you to do something. You know what I'm saying? And Throne Coming was just like about his promise going through the shit I was going through. I mean, from coming home from prison and not having nothing, not even having an outfit waiting for me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you receiving guidance like, this is gonna be your life. This is what you're gonna have. This is what I got in store for you. You know, and still going through so much shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not even seeing it circumstantially in no kind of way, shape, or form. You know, but and how that carried me. So I feel like, you know, that's something that could carry someone else. You know what I'm saying? Because that genuinely carried me. That's not something that could just, if it wasn't true, it wouldn't have been enough to carry me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. So I just kind of wanted to vocalize that in this project. I wanted to show people how intimate God got with me. You know what I'm saying? And how possible it is, and how the mindset that I had for that to come about. That's what that's about. And the songs that are more bouncy, jumpy, those are genuine things too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
What's your favorite track?
my favorite, I would say, I would have to say, I don't know, man. I would have to say, probably just the song called Throne Coming. I think it's a very, I would say great or dark.
Great stuff. The visual to Dark, I think I told you this earlier. Yeah, the visual to Dark is really amazing. Who shot that?
Grant, Mad Visuals.
Shout out Mad Visuals.
He's been shooting all my recent work. He just shot that joint with me in Lantana too. It's really, really crazy.
So do you, majority of this album, out of all 12 tracks, would you say that you mostly wrote before the beats, or did you make the beats first?
I made the beats first on a lot of these joints. And that's kind of my creative process.
Okay.
Because I feel like the beat is a very definitive factor in how a song is supposed to go.
Yep.
And a lot of the times, if I'm making trash beats, then I'm not writing. I'm not making no music. Because I like to let the beat tell me what the concept is. Sometimes I have concepts already in my mind, and a certain beat just brings it out. But I think, you know, those are the things that make songs really great. Is like, I think producers don't get enough credit, because that brings out your true essence as an artist. And even when I'm making my own beats, that's what brings out the essence, is the beat for me. So I always do beats first.
Okay. And what's one song that didn't make the album?
Honestly, on this one, every song that was supposed to be on the album made the album.
Really?
I didn't record. I didn't record a whole bunch for this album. I completed this album in probably 3 months, as far as recording, mixing, and mastering, and the whole process.
Okay.
And it was all fresh, new material. And this was a concept I really know exactly what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go with it. So when I heard, the right music, the right vibes, it all just came, how it was supposed to.
So why Swing My Way Monopoly, not like Crazy or Power Piece?
Well, I like to define how I went about this whole process with pushing Throne Coming. It was backwards, on purpose. Like, I feel like I wanted Throne Coming to be that thing where motherfuckers slept on and then they hear the new shit and like that shit that force you to listen to a motherfucker.
That make you go back.
And make you go back. That's what I wanted Throne Coming to be. I didn't want Throne Coming to be my... I wanted Throne Coming to be my staple. Like that it's always going to be there. And it's going to resonate more as time go by. Like people not going to... I just always feel like people not going to eat all of that up at once. That's going to be a thing where, it's going to take time and it's going to take me, going in different lanes too and taking it different places and having more fun with it for people to go back and be like, okay, I ain't know what the fuck, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, and so but Crazy is definitely one of the most greatest songs too. That song was actually about my wife too. And people don't know this, but every bar is a Tupac song.
Is it really?
Yeah, every bar is a Tupac song. And that song crazy.
I'm gonna have to go back.
It's probably like 50. It's probably like 60 Tupac songs in that whole song. Like the titles of them.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And
what made you do that?
Well, my wife's favorite artist is Tupac besides me. And it was kind of a tribute to Tupac too.
I like that.
Because I don't know if you heard Tupac Crazy, but it's like time goes by, puffing on light, hoping that it gets me high. So I don't know if you heard the transition between in between them.
Yeah, I caught that, but I didn't know that it was the titles. That's crazy.
It was actually a tribute to
crazy.
That was a tribute to Tupac too because I love the spirit of Pac too, you know what I'm saying? So it was a tribute to him and it was a tribute to him and dedication to my wife. You know
That's dope. So. That's dope. Well, that's actually all the time we have today with Mr. Prodi, but make sure that you be on the lookout for his visuals coming soon. Make sure that you go everywhere where you're going to put The Prodigious Way on April 29th.
Your best bet is to definitely go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. It's Prodi Reign. It's Prodi space REIGN. I got all my social medias on there. Follow me and definitely subscribe because I got some crazy stuff coming. Make It Count remix with Hypno Carlito. Shout out OTF. Shout out MMG, Skrilla. I got something very special coming with that. Me and Lantana, chess moves, but it's all visuals. Make sure y'all just follow social media. We're going to keep y'all updated on what's going on. And definitely visit Prodigious Recordings. We got a lot of special things going on here. We offer a lot. Y'all can go to the website at www.prodigiousrecordings.com.
Wow. As always, I am your girl, call me Kiah. It's been a pleasure.
And I'm Norm.
We'll talk to you later.
See you.